I'm just reading these dildo descriptions and they're great.
That's so good. I don't know why I get a special joy out of hearing people's like high freaked out stories, but I just do, and I think it's just I'm a bad person. Like that was one of my favorite things to do at TwitchCon last year was watch all my friends just collapse under the influence.
Right.
Just watch their brains fold into themselves. It was a treat.
All I can ever think of when I think of stories like that is when Nakomi and I did it, and we didn't get a good experience at all because our entire experience was just like 6 hours of, is this too high? Yes, this is too high. Is this too high? Yes, this is too high.
Oh, no.
Over and over. We couldn't remember that we had been talking about it.
Oh no.
No. That's brutal.
Fuck.
Dong.
Well, right off the course with me.
Not on my end. You just stopped driving on my end.
I'm tired of this shit. Stop here.
Oh my god, that rude fireball from fucking PC Toad.
Rah, Justin!
That's my
Yep.
that's my Toad impression.
It was a good Toad impression, dude.
Toad or Toadette? There's a difference.
Toad.
Oh, okay.
I ain't never heard Toadette. Does she sound the same?
Apparently, there's a difference.
There, that's her.
Who the fuck keeps hitting me? I hate it.
Oh god.
Toad is in first.
Not anymore.
Oh no!
Whoa!
Fucking fuck!
I agree on the.
Damn it! I threw my red shield behind me on accident. I'm pissed.
Really, Peach? Really?
I'm sorry.
Wow, Justin.
Just so much fuck.
I'm sorry, Fender.
You're not. You're really not.
I only am because it really didn't gain me anything.
I mean, I'm in ninth. I was in second.
Kill Ko.
Ko has the crown.
What the fuck?
I'm working on it.
I was in third, and there was an NPC in front of me holding a fucking boombox forever. And I'm like, oh, the NPC's gonna go fuck Ko. Nah, just waits for me to get close to it and fucking boomboxes me. I'm mad. Oh my god, I'm mad at you, Ryu, especially.
Good.
Why? Why?
I'm sorry, it was an
Why?
anger throw.
Jeez, these PCs.
Ah, man.
Jeez,
Yeah.
these PCs.
Cheesy peasies.
Don't mind me.
Norman Reedus, Grievous Penis.
Norman Reedus's grievous penis?
Sure.
Nice. Norman Reedus, egregious, grievous penis.
I wanted to check to see if Amazon carried the Baby Jesus butt plug, and I'll have you know they don't, but they do carry a book called The Baby Jesus Butt Plug, written
Yeah, I
by
saw
book.
that.
Carlton
Yeah.
Malik.
Oh, the kids' book?
Mm-hmm. It's got a man on the front with a gas mask on it. And I just want to know what this book is about.
I think it says it all right there.
Does it?
No. Yeah, edibles are a slippery slope.
I had never had
Yeah.
them work on me before. Like, Paws brought me some one time to something we were doing. And, like, he was like, all right, now you gotta eat, like, a quarter of this cookie, and then you're just gonna fucking blow your mind. So I ate a quarter of this cookie, and then, like, 2 hours later, I'm, like, still waiting for mine to be blown. And so he's like, well, fuck, eat some more. And so I ended up eating the whole fucking cookie. and then nothing ever happened. I'm like, all right, pause. This is really shitty, man.
That sucks.
But that was back when I still like smoked, I guess. So,
yeah, like I feel like anytime I talk about this, I feel like I'm just telling people I'm like not good. But I still have so much shame caked in it all. But like when we were in Cali for TwitchCon, everyone was eating 5 milligram cookies and just like having their brains explode. And I started to feel things at like 150 milligrams.
right.
That's when I was like, all right, this is kind of nice. And the tolerance is just way up there.
I thought you were going to say 150 cookies.
No. So we took it. I must have eaten like 24 cookies. Like, just going to town on these fucking cookies. Just like something will make me high eventually. I know it.
What really
I feel
got
like
me?
my tolerance is just there now. It'll never go down. I take breaks for months. It doesn't matter.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, like since
The
I quit
last break
smoking, like one edible was like. Well, so last time I had any edibles, I got like the drinks, and it was like 100 milligrams in the drink, and it said to only drink 10 milligrams, but I just drank the whole fucking drink, and that got me.
Yeah.
Got me really there.
2 TwitchCons ago, I did that with a drink. It was like 100 milligram drink, and I just drank the whole fucking thing. And I was like, this is nice. This is perfect. Perfect serving size. And people on Twitter were like, don't drink, don't even sip it. It's going to kill you. I'm like, you people don't know me. It will not. God, but yeah, fucking, yeah, like the last break I took was like 2 or 3 months. And my first time after that, yeah, it devastated me. And like, it wasn't even pleasant. I was like, this is just too much.
Right.
But then the very next day doing it again, it was right back to where it was.
Wow.
I was like, oh yeah, this is how this feels. But I like that. I like that it doesn't like destroy me.
God damn it!
It means I could function.
I didn't even know about that. I've never seen that before.
That is the furthest. I tried to get that vomit you code by throwing it as I was like going off a ramp. And it just,
Right, when the movie, yeah.
Yeah, well, it gave a good bounce and then went to the moon.
I love doing that on the Excitebike track because it's so straight
Oh yeah,
for so
good.
long. So when you chuck a bomb to the moon, it actually comes back.
Yeah, I remember that Miracle Mix. A lot of a lot of journalists went to Colorado when marijuana first got legalized
Right.
there,
Oh no.
and would be like, "So this is my first time taking marijuana, and I'm eating a 50 milligram edible." And then they write an article like, "This shit is the devil. It's the worst. It should be illegal. You should be put to death."
Oh no.
It's so I don't understand how anybody can come to that conclusion no matter what they did.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Honestly,
I
'cause
really
the
bad
worst that
kinda
happens
see
to
it,
you is you just go into like a fucking paranoid loop.
I feel like some
Whoop-de-doo.
people truly freak out though. Like remember the 911 call of the cop calling 911 because he thought he was dying from eating edibles he stole.
No, I
so
didn't hear about this. This sounds great.
This was like
Yeah.
20. This was like an old internet video, but it was real and it was very funny. It's actually a cop and his wife stole edibles from an evidence room and ate them, and it's the wife calling saying, "I think we're dying. We need an ambulance. We are dying." I had one experience like that when I was younger where, the long story short, because I feel like I've told it before, was that my friend's brother-in-law who lived with him was a dealer, and I went by to fix their computer, and he was like, "Hey, you could have this whole weed brownie for free if you eat the whole thing." And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And I ate it, and then he started laughing, and he was like, "I would normally cut that up into 20 servings."
Oh no.
Oh Jesus!
And then I proceeded to have like 9 hours of very vivid, horrible nightmare-like hallucinations. It felt like.
This is the HC
like-
Justin origin story.
It was very bad. I remember the part I remember most distinctly is laying in bed listening to music, and every time there was a bass drum kick hit in the song "Float On" by Modest Mouse, the stars that were in the sky, which didn't exist because I was in my bedroom, would all suck in towards my face, and the next bass drum kick, they would all zoom out very fast, and it was making me like motion sick. It was awful. I'll never forget that. That's like burned into my memories for the rest of my life.
That's crazy.
It was very bad.
Like the third
Yeah.
I'm
time.
shocked.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say I'm shocked I stuck with it after that because that was truly an awful. Like that's the experience where I'm like, yeah. I guess if some conservative reporter had this experience, they would also think, you shouldn't be allowed to do this.
The thing that needs to happen is for us to continue down the course we're on, and for reasonable dosages to be worked out for your average human.
For sure. That's where I feel like I see a lot of mints and shit for sale when I was in California that are like 2.5 milligrams. I'm like, that's perfect. This is where people should be starting. Just float one of those and you'll feel nice.
Like the third time I ever smoked pot is whenever I was like 12 or something like that. My dad had cancer and he was getting me to like roll his joints for him because he had shakes. And I'd stole one, and me and my cousin like snuck off and smoked it. And he went home, and like my dad was in the hospital, so I was here alone. And I'm like in my house, super stoned. It's the house where I live now. And I'm like staring at the ceiling. I don't know why. It's what I was doing. And my uncle shows up, very old uncle, and he just walks in the front door while I'm staring at the ceiling, and just like extreme paranoia, panic sets in, and like my heart starts racing, and I just like think I'm dying. I'm at the stupid pot age where I don't know that you can't die from it, basically.
Yeah.
And I just freak out. He rushes me to the emergency room, and these
Oh, no.
or not the emergency room, the rescue squad. So it wasn't like in the hospital, but it was like where the ambulance leaves from. And these fucking guys and girl that were working there had to know I was stoned, because they basically fucked with me. They were like, "Yeah, we can't find your pulse. I don't know. It's real bad." And like I was just like getting worse and worse and worse. And then they were like, "Oh no, we found it. You're fine. You're fine." And they like send me home. But like I know, like looking back, they just knew I was stoned and just fucked my head up. So yeah, that's my my panic attack story.
I had a friend that had like one of those like the walls are melting and I'm dying situations, like, you know, when it's bad enough to call your parents, like,
Right.
oh my god, I'm actually dying, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Oh god. Yeah, I had one of those when I told this story the other day and people were like, "Oh no." I'm looking in the frame now of being an adult, like, yeah, no, that was awful. But my cousin, my older cousin and his older cousin, who were like 13 and 16, had me smoke weed when I was in second grade. So however old you are then. Yeah, and I completely
like
freaked out.
6 years old?
Started crying.
Maybe.
My mom had to come get me. It was really
Maybe
bad.
Second
And
grade
they
is
freaked
sad.
out.
Yeah.
They freaked out because like they thought I was gonna get them caught and in trouble, so they were like screaming at me to stop freaking out. It was really bad.
What did they fucking expect?
I know. I was a small
Like, are you
child.
kidding
It was
me?
It was very awful in retrospect. And I remember my mom like remembering that story years later, like not too long ago from now, and she was like, "Yeah, remember that time you smoked a cigarette with your cousins and you freaked out?" And I was like, "Yeah, that wasn't a fucking cigarette." And she thought it was a cigarette because my chief complaint was that I felt like my lungs were collapsing.
Yeah, I know a lot of people with similar stories with like alcohol at a young age, but that's
Yeah,
the first weed at a young age story I've heard.
My first alcohol was stealing a Zima from my dad. Stole a Zima from my dad, and it was delicious. And I was like, "Wow, yeah, I get this.
Yeah, I
The
get
adults
this.
drink this because it's fucking delicious." Thank you.
I had the
just
opposite
took my
feeling
plant
about
friend.
alcohol. Because whenever I did try it, I was like, man, this tastes like fucking shit.
Well, yeah, I feel
My-
like that's how it should happen.
Well, you know, when you haven't had it, you just think like, what are these amazing drinks that adults love so much? They must taste amazing. It's way better than
Right.
anything I can get. Nope, they taste like fucking shit.
I feel like I still feel that way, but it's been a while.
I've never liked beer, and I don't think I'll ever acquire that taste.
No, I've definitely
There's-
never liked beer.
There's a lot of beer out there I like a lot, but a lot I also don't. So I don't know. I like beer, but now every time we go to places with like big
too
beer
early.
selections, I just get like ciders and shit because they taste better.
Yeah,
They're
same.
tasty.
I like cider.
I agree a lot.
That's cool, dude.
There's a lot of tasty shit. There's also a lot of good beers with just like random cool shit. Like fucking the place near us had some cask of beer recently that was just like it was sitting in a keg with a bunch of fresh mangoes.
Huh.
And that shit was delicious. Ooh, blood orange gin. That sounds great. I like gin. I drank. Dude, we spent like 7 hours in the Delta Sky Lounge,
I heard.
and their drink of the day was watermelon strawberry sangria. I threw back so many of those. It was great.
While throwing back.
I just
babies.
sat. Just throw them back.
Right back in the trash can.
Throw them back to the store.
Back